Big homie here. Y'all see the title. Mama Chy doing part two of her video from yesterday. Let's get at it.
Hi, you guys. I'm trying to remember where we left off at yesterday. Um, we stopped off at meeting. I guess after having after. Oh yeah, with Manny when I kicked Manny out. No,
Yeah.
that is it.
Yeah, Victor.
Okay, yeah. I weighed 304, and I told him he had to go. So no, I was at the hospital. You and mommy cussed me out.
Okay.
After they did that, I had to calm down because the doctors and them came in there and told me that Mandy wasn't breathing, and they was like, "Do you want us?
When he was born.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you want us to wait till you to wait to induce your labor, or take him now?" I said, "Take him now. If he's not breathing, you need y'all need to get to him so you can help him breathe." So they was telling me that my pressure was high. Pressure was high because he was not breathing, so he was acting weird, making my pressure go up. So after that, they took me into the surgery room and they got Lewis all dressed up and stuff. I'm gonna let him tell you this part because I don't know what happened with that. Okay.
They had me waiting 4 hours 4 or 5 hours to go back to where she was. I smoked 2.5 packs of cigarettes by myself that day. After a while, they told me, all right, it's time. They came and got me. I went in the room. Then one of the nurses said, Daddy here. And she went to sleep.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I woke up. I was in a coma for 3 days. So I missed hearing my baby first cry. I missed holding him the first time. I wasn't the first one to hold him though. And that kind of dealt with me. That kind of messed me up because I wanted to be the first one to hold him, but I couldn't because I didn't wake up out of. I slipped into a coma when they was taking him out. When they doing me a C-section, I could they I wouldn't wake up, so they put me in the room in this bubble because my temperature had dropped. So I'm in this hot bubble. My sister Joy was up there and she had a little sponge stick and she kept dabbing my lips with water. And she did it one time, and I woke up, and she had walked over to the window, and she's sitting over the room. I think she was on the phone with someone. And she seen. I started moaning because I needed something to drink, put in my throat. And she gave me just a sip while I was sucking on that sponge because they didn't want me to drink nothing because they didn't know what I could handle coming out of a coma. So she just let me suck on the sponge. So I did that. She went out and got Lewis and told Lewis
No.
that I was awake.
Why you put that shit on top of there? You take it.
And Lewis came in and he talked to me, kissed me, and he said, "Baby, you okay? You scared me. Don't scare me
Let me
like
take
that."
it.
He said, "Don't scare me like that." I said, "I wasn't trying to scare you. I scared my own self." But anyway, I they got me out of the bubble. I couldn't walk. I had to learn how to walk all over again. And
You
they
got,
was trying to get me out of the bed so I can, make a couple moves.
you got a ton of visitors.
I did. I had a ton of visitors. All my nieces, my nephews, my aunts, my mom,
Your
my
sisters.
brothers, sisters, and I think that's it.
Mm.
And I don't think I've seen Dad. Dad didn't come back.
Mm-hmm.
And I they got me into it one of the reclining chairs. And when they put me in the reclining chair, I started bleeding. And because when the stitches came out, trying to walk from the bed to the chair, and that hurt it. That hurt it, especially try to poop. I was when I finally pooped, but I had to stay in the hospital for like what, a week,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a week or 2 weeks. So Louis was like back and forth to me, to the baby, back and forth to me, to the baby. So I had caught I had caught MRSA, so I couldn't see Manny yet. I haven't seen him, so I caught MRSA, and they had to treat my MRSA before I could see him. So it was another 2 days before I could see him. So when I finally seen him, like I told y'all, my hands was as big as like mitts, and I didn't want to drop him. But when I held him, I cried because I just couldn't believe I had a baby, and he was so tiny. I didn't even want to let him. I didn't want to put him down, but I had to because my hands was numb. I couldn't feel him, and I didn't want to drop him. So I gave him to Louis, and Louis changed his diaper, fed him, and everything. And my mom held him for a little bit, and then I said I want to go lay back down. So he took me back to my room. But I've been down there. I've been going there like all night long, right?
Mm-hmm.
All night long I was going down there. I didn't really hold him. I just wanted to look at him because I was so shocked that I had a baby. And so I I had to go to sleep, but I didn't want to. So they told me I could stay down there. So Louis had went home, and I stayed down in the rocking chair, and I was holding Manny, talking to him, singing to him, let him know I was his mommy, and he and then it was time for me to go to bed, so I had to put him back down. I told him, I said, I see you in the morning, baby. I see you bright and early, because I'll be down here to wash you up. So I put him back in the incubator, and they called Louis. I think I told you this when he went to drink a bottle. So they called Louis to come up to give him a bottle. He just wanted one of his parents to feed him. That's all. He didn't want to take the bottle from them. But he had what you call that? When his skin turned orange.
Charges.
He had a giant that, and they had the little glasses on because they had to shine a little light on. They had the glasses. He kept pulling the glasses off his eyes. So they said he keep pulling the glasses off. Like, we don't know what to do. I said, well, don't put them back on him again. And then he went from pulling the glasses off to pulling the tubes out of his mouth. He pulled the breathing tube out of his nose. He pulled the feeding tube out. And they kept putting it in, putting it back in. And we told him next time he pulled it out, don't put it back in. And from that day forth, they didn't put that feeding tube in his nose. And they didn't put a feeding tube in, he was fine. That's what he was trying to tell them. I don't need this stuff. I'm fine. And so they didn't put it back in, and his progress was awesome. And he was I went home, and I didn't like the fact that I had to leave him at the hospital. But I had to leave him the whole month of February at the hospital because they wanted to make sure that he grew. He was growing fine. Because Manny was 2 pounds, 11 ounces, and 19 inches long. And he was tiny. When I say he was tiny, Louis can hold him in the palm of his hand. That's how tiny he was. And but me and Louis was up there every day. He was up there every day when the day we wasn't up there to see him in the hospital. And then it came to the end of February. It was time for him to come home. So we went up there. We took the car seat up there, and They want, they had to check the car seat, make sure it was safe for the baby. They did that, and we wiped them all, put a shirt on. We made Lewis had made him a shirt, and he made a shirt for me because my hands were swollen. I couldn't do it. So Lewis put the shirt on. What was it, Daddy's boy?
I can't remember.
It had something to do with Daddy. So Lewis put that onesie on him, and we put some pants on, shoes, whatever, hat. And we put him in the car seat, and we took him home. He didn't like to be held. If you was holding him too long, he would whine. He liked his bouncy chair. Put him in that bouncy chair, you gotta worry about him for forever. But he did not like to be held. Uh, he didn't cry. He didn't cry much. He only cried when he was hungry and when he, had a messy diaper. That's the only time he cried. Even when he got his what's that?
Needles.
The penis thing.
Uh, um, I can't think of it.
When they scraped the extra skin off your penis, even when he got that done, he didn't cry. They told us he didn't cry at all. So we was like, oh wow. So he wasn't a crier. He was not a crier. But it was one thing I skipped when he was inside me. He wasn't moving. He wouldn't move from my left side. He loved to stay on my left side. And he was so heavy with it. I wanted him to at least switch sides, move around. And we asked the doctor, what should we do to make a move? The doctor told us to get a flashlight. And whatever side he's on, flash that light on that side, and he'll move. Uh, Sorry, y'all. So, he moved once. But then I wanted to see if that's what really did it. So I flashed it again. He kicked me so hard. It hurt so bad. I was crying. And you could see his footprint on the side of my stomach. It was all red from where he kicked me at. It was it was it was amazing. It was amazing to me, but it hurt him. And I'm like, I ain't never doing that again. But he went for his first appointment. So they told us to go to the hospital. We get over to the hospital. We had to go to the clinic around the corner. So I'm like, at this moment, I'm not really mobile yet. And Lewis couldn't help me walk and carry the baby. So he asked the hospital if he could take a wheelchair to the clinic around the corner and he'll leave it there. Or if they wanted him to bring it back or whatever. He left it there. But we went around there and he pushed us all the way. I hold Manny, he pushed her. We at a light. We sitting at a light waiting for it to turn green. And this lady comes up and says, oh, you just had a baby? I said, yes. And she said, how old is he? I said, he about a week old. And she said, can I see him? I said, you can take a peek because it's cold outside. And I didn't want him to be cold. So I lifted up the blanket just a little bit so she could take a peek. She said, oh, he is so precious. She said, what is his name? I said, his name is Emmanuel. She said, God with us. Because that's what Emmanuel means. That's what Emmanuel means. God with us. And I said, yeah, that's what it means. And she said, oh my God, he gonna be a child of the King. I said, he already is. And she said, you have a blessed day. I said, you do too. So we finally got to the doctors, and they told us that Manny wouldn't make it to be 1 year old, and they couldn't tell us why. So we didn't pay no mind. Manny is now 10 years old. So I don't know why they say he wouldn't make it to be C1. I don't know what it was, what the deal was, but we didn't pay it no mind. And he's still here. Thank God. I love my baby. I don't regret, because half the stuff I'm going through is not because of him. It's because I wanted to have him. And I don't regret nothing. I don't regret anything. Not a thing. I love my baby. I would lay my life down for him. And he's my only one. I can't have no more children because of my body going through. I had 2 years ago in May. Ooh, it's 3 years now, May, beginning of May. But 2 years ago, May, I can't remember the date. I chose to forget it. I just know the month. It was May. I had got pregnant again. I made it. I was 3 months pregnant, and I had to live at the hospital because I'm high risk pregnancy, very much high risk. And they did an ultrasound, and I told we was saying that was our little girl. We already had her name picked out. I think Malaysia Amani Allen would have been her name. And um, one day they had to do another ultrasound. They had made me take these pills. I don't know what they were. They said it was for my high blood pressure. My pressure was up, but I don't think that's what they were for. That same day they wanted to do an ultrasound because the first time I did an ultrasound, it wasn't a baby, but it was a. She looked like a tadpole. You could see the eyes. It wasn't no arms and legs yet, but she had eyes, and she just looked like a tadpole. And she was moving around, you know, very active. And the next day, they went to do another ultrasound. And when this and we saw her, but she wasn't moving like she normally do. And Lou said, what's all that red stuff surrounding her? The doctor cut the queen off, and she walked out the room. Her and the person that was doing ultrasound, they walked out the room. So me and Lou was like puzzled, like, why would they do that? So we waited till they came back in, and the lady that was doing the ultrasound, she came in first. So Lou was like, are you gonna tell me what that red stuff is? She said, all I know is it's blood. I said, blood? And as soon as I was about to ask her another question, the doctor walked in. And she said, Mr. and Mrs. Allen, I'm sorry. The baby didn't make it. All that red stuff was on the inside, not on the outside. And I looked at her, and then I looked up to the sky, and I closed my eyes. I just started crying. I cried. I don't even know if Lucy cried, but I did. And I called my mom. And I told my mom that I lost the baby. And she said, oh. And I said, yeah, but it was some funny business going on because the doctor walked out the room as soon as she saw it and said, just tell us right away. I don't know what she walked out of the room to do. And I had to have a DNC because they had to get the baby, all that, the fetus and all that out. And so they waited a whole week before they did a DNC. So I'm sitting here with this baby that I really, really wanted inside of dead inside of me. And they waited a week before they did my DNC. I cried the whole entire week because I was telling them that they need to do it now. Why make me suffer? Do it now. And they finally did it. I was sore. Um, I was thinking about killing myself, but I still had mania. So that was out of the question. I bonded that devil up, and I had to get up out of that hospital. So as soon as they feel like I healed enough to go home, went home. It bothered me for a while, but after a while I got over it. That was number 8. I had 8 miscarriages. In my whole entire life, I had 8 miscarriages. and well, 7 miscarriages and one D&C, and it was hard, but I made it through. Thank God. The God helped us make it through, and so now I can't have any more children. I can't carry them. So Manny is the only one, unless God allow my womb to be able to hold kids. So I don't want no kids now because I'm 40 now, and I think I'm too old to have kids. I don't want them. I don't want no kids in my 40s. I don't want to be pregnant in my 40s. I don't want to do that. So Emmanuel's the only one. I spoil him. Yes, I do. I would let him get away with murder if I could. And he's 10. He was doing bad in school, but now he's doing good in school. A's and B's, just like his mommy. But he's struggling in math. He's struggling real bad in math. So we're working on that with him. Well, they're working on that with him. And but you got something to say? So so I'm not completely blind. I can't see people. I can see the light. I can see the sun. I can't see the sun, but I can feel the sun. But I can see the light in the sky. I can't see people, cars, people, places, and things. I can't see that. Now, if you up on my face, I can see a little bit of it, a little bit of you, or a little bit of whatever you're trying to show me. I can see it. I can see it if it's like in my face. Like right now, I can see my hand. It's blurry, but I can see my hand. But to God be the glory. I am a walking testimony. I've died, what, 4 times, babe?
Mm-hmm.
I've died 4 times. The Lord felt need for me to be here. So he spared my life 4 times. So I'm not going to let him down this time. I'm going to do his work, do what he told me to do. And that's just it. I'm going to do the work of the Lord. And if he got a problem with that, well, take it up with God. Take it up with him. I have, out of all my blood siblings, I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. I am the oldest. I'm 40. My brother Anthony, he'll be 40 in December. My sister Georgiana will be 37 in July. And my brother Chris, he just turned 33 May 11th. And both our parents are still together. They've been together 40 years. They've been married for 40 years. And I will be 41 in October. And I married a young buck. I got me some young meat. My husband is 38 years old. He'll be 39 in June. And we got a 10-year-old son named Emmanuel Lewis Allen III. He's named after his dad, his grandpa, his great grandpa. And he looks more like Louis side, more like Louis, his brother, and my mother-in-law. He looks more like them. And I wouldn't trade my life, this life right here, and for the world. I love my family. I love my little family. So guys, that's it. I love you guys. Louis love you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Emmanuel definitely love you guys. Well, Jesus up and
Say it
Satan
down.
down. Good
Peace.
night, guys. I ain't gonna.